these two teams lose today, it will take something extraordinary out of the blue moon for the losing team to survive relegation or escape relegation from the Ghana Premier League this season. That is how tough it is for these two teams. It's a pity for the neutrals, they will enjoy it. But for the fans and the players of both teams involved in this particular game, it's tough on them. This is where the adrenaline pumps up. And you said something, the team that will come into the game and be focused and be disciplined over 90 minutes. Because if you allow your emotions to be ruffled, things can escalate onto the pitch and then you can go down numerically, which will affect you.
All right, so we're counting down to kickoff. It is Hearts of Oak versus Great Olympics. It's a 6-pointer, it's a relegation battle. And if you're home and you want to walk or drive or get to the Accra Sports Stadium, we still have a good 20 minutes or so to kick off. Let's go for a quick break. When we return, we'll be counting now to kick off here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Welcome back. So we're just cruising to the top of the hour where Hearts of Oak and Great Olympics will be, locked in combat, in football combat at least, at the Accra Sports Stadium. Basically what it means, and they know it, they've heard the results coming in earlier. Hearts of Lions winning at home, Karela winning in Nararugu. So who's going to win here? Is it going to be the home teams continuing? Then that could favor Hearts of Oak. But in the past, in recent past, it's been very difficult for the Phobians to beat Olympics, and that is where the pressure is. Coach Ouattara, if you missed what he said earlier, says he's not thinking about the defeat, he's not thinking about the other results, he's not thinking about last week. His mind is on the 3 points today, and similarly we've heard the same coming from his opposite number, Great Olympics. Look, all is set, the talking must stop, and the battle will begin. It's about who wants it most. Yeah,
it's about who wants it more, who will be focused most on the game over 90 minutes, who will control their emotions, because in the first 20-30 minutes, Accra when things don't go, both set of fans, they are angry because they feel like their team shouldn't be in this particular situation. But it's quite unfortunate. They've got to deal with it over 90 minutes. And this is this is the biggest match of the season for these two clubs. And they've got to live with it. For Hearts of Oak, they can't disappoint their fans. For Great Olympics, in their last 9 matches or in their last 5 matches, they've won 3, 2 has ended in a draw. So they come into the game psychologically on top of Hearts of Oak because they felt like in their previous games, they've had the better of the exchanges against the Phobians. It's up to the Phobians to step up, man up, and play to the rhythm of the game and manage to stifle the results out here.
You kind of sense that the Hearts fans are just waiting for the first goal to be scored, because normally we should be hearing them in song, very active, very cheerful.
They should explode in the,
before the players come through, but they are also a little bit nervous. For Great Olympics, well, they're in a minority here, so I think the fans could perhaps do well and back their team with some noise and some hype before they enter the pitch in a few minutes.
Yeah, like we saw earlier when they were coming onto the pitch, we saw how all of them started making noise, even though Hearts of Oak dominated in terms of the numbers. But one thing is, the Olympics fans always psychologically, they believe that they've always beaten Hearts of Oak, and Hearts of Oak is a team that when they are in the mood, they can beat. But this evening is a different ball game altogether. The players know the ramifications of losing this game, and the technical team as well. They know what will happen. And this game cannot end in a draw for obvious reasons for both clubs. A draw will not favor any of them. It will take things into the last day of the season where both of them will not have their destinies in their own hands. It will depend on results from other match venues. And the coaches, you look at Coach Ouattara, he said he doesn't want to think about the last game. His focus is on this game. You look at Coach Wellington, he said defeat is far from them. He knows that they are in the relegation zone prior to kickoff and they will win and then go back. It's easier for him to say that. But in terms of permutations on the pitch, the battle across over 90 minutes is going to be tough. The battle in central midfield is going to be rife, Yao. The one who get better of the exchanges and stay disciplined to the game plan and tactics and try to outweigh that of the opponent will be the one that will win, because Hearts of Oak basically are set out to start in a 4-4-2 with Kasim Cisse and Hamza Issa on top. That's what they did against Legon Cities and they got the goals. But if you look at Accra Great Olympics, they sometimes play 4-3-3 with variations in 4-5-1 or 4-4-2. And with that, Glasson Awako is at the heart of that as well. So for Glasson, he needs to put emotions aside, use his maturity and experience to be able to get the better out of his teammates this evening at Accra Sports Stadium.
No doubt about it. And obviously, Hearts of Oak know that their last game will be against Bichim. Is it Bichim United?
Bichim United.
Yeah, it's an away game, but winning here would mean that they know they just have to go away and win. The most important thing for the Phobians is to win. Karela will take on Midiama away as well. Moses Parker's side won today. It's tricky. It's not easy for anybody at all. So it's all about winning today and then thinking about the last game of the season. Not yet full, but per what we've seen this season, this is a good turnout. Normally, the fans continue to turn up or arrive during the match at halftime, and by halftime, you see a really good turnout. But for now, it looks like a decent turnout. Hopefully, the fans would continue to come and make it a spectacular event. Hearts of Oak will be coming through very shortly on the pitch with Great Olympics. It is their home match. Remember, the Phobians are at home, and Olympics are the away team. But Olympics somehow, because of the statistics, are the favourites to win this evening. But Ouattara said, let's put the statistics aside, forget about the past, let's concentrate on today. We need the 3 points, and that is exactly what they're looking for. The coaches have done their bit, the players have done their bit. What do you make of Olympics set out? Glasson Awako starting, surprised?
I'm not surprised, because if you knew that an experienced player to be able to pump up the young ones, you can't ask further than Glasson Awako, because if you look around the league,
does he still have the tank? The legs?
I saw him against Heart of Lions at Soga Kope in their match. He looked decent until he got substituted about 65th minute. One thing you can't take away from Glasson is the way he read the game, his passing range at premium range, and the way he managed to put other players in check on the pitch in terms of communication. He's one of the finest guys to communicate properly. Oko Gripman as well has been one of the players for Great Olympics. You look at Kekeli Ato, brilliant. The goalkeeper, Benjamin Asari, has been fantastic for them this season.
Setre has to be very disciplined. He has a reputation for getting over the top a bit in the defense for Olympics.
Yeah, and then you look at the central midfielder, the captain in Razak Kasim. one of the finest holding midfielders in the league. So he gives them that template. He's the linchpin between the defense and the attack. And what he brings on board, he breaks the attack of the opponent and constructs for his team. When you have a disciplined player like that who has enough energy in him to burn over 90 minutes, it gives you that assurance and stability at the heart of your midfield. So it's going to be a blockbuster here at Accra Sports Stadium.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's take a look at Hearts of Oak as well, how they're lining up. And then don't forget the match is live and exclusive on Star Times at the Part Channel 247. Enjoy the game. It's going to be fascinating. More fans beginning to continuing to stream in, so we're going to have a fantastic atmosphere. The players, the reserves, are about to take their place on the bench, which tells you that we're about to kick off very shortly. There's a wind coming through. The sea is not far from here, and you can feel that beautiful breeze, and how that would help the players or not is something that we'll find out. The Phobians themselves are lining up in a very attacking formation, 4-4-2, confident, and no doubt about it, they want an early goal to settle nerves. 4-1-3-2 on paper, but when it starts,
it's a 4-4-2.
That's right.
4-4-2 with variation. You look at their starting 11. You have Kwesi Nketia in post, Kofi Agbesima, the club captain, partnering David Opon Afrani, Yawa Mankwa Befi, Hamza Issa, Martin Kakari, Isaac Frimpong, Rafael Amponsa, Kasim Sise, Linda Mtange, and Dennis Nkrumah Crosser. So Michel Ampedu does not make the starting 11 today. So yeah, if you look at what they are doing here, basically, it's the heart of the midfield. That is where the battle will be. And up front, the team that will be leader in front of goal to convert the chances. You know, both of these teams, their strikers basically they do create enough chances, but they don't score much.
Have been troubled in the goalkeeping department this season, but hopefully today they're not going to have any strange things happening.
Yeah, basically all the players need that they are supposed to bring their A game on board to be able to thwart every single threat that the opponent will bring, and they've got to stay deep. Look at typical 4-4-2 formation from Great Olympics, and if you look at what they are doing, it's gonna be tough, because what they are doing is they are basically trying to be cautious with their approach. And you look up front, they have this chap Isaac Mensah as well as Kekeli Ato leading the attack for them. So these guys need to be very, very clinical in front of goal, because in these games, in derby matches, chances are not a premium that much. The few chances that you get, if you convert them, they are sure that you win the game. Okay, well, in a couple of minutes, the talking will stop. Nana Dakwa JC is in commentary position, supported by Josiah Okokwe, and we're here pitch side, making sure we bring you the best atmosphere you can experience. As I said, the fans are beginning or continuing to stroll in. Let's hand over to Nana Dakwa JC and Josiah as we count down to kick off in a few minutes.
Defeat for both Hearts of Oak and Olympics might potentially take them to Division 1 football, and it set the stage for a very uncompromising battle between these two teams as they renew their rivalry this evening at the Accra Sports Stadium. My name is Nana Dakwa Jesse, together with Josiah Okokwe. We are your commentators for this evening's big one here in the capital. Already, teams have played in the afternoon on match day 33 of the Premier League, and it has thrown this game wide open, and these two teams know 3 points will be very precious to their chances of surviving in this season's Ghana Premier League. It's Hearts of Oak up against Great Olympics. This is the Gamanche Derby. You can also call it the Gamashi Derby. It's a big one here in the capital. Hearts of Oak have found it difficult to beat Olympics in recent weeks. The last time they met in the first round of the Premier League, they settled for a drawn game. It ended goalless, and the Phobians are bent on picking up maximum points against their regional rivals this evening here in the capital. Glaston Awako, a former Hatzabok player who joined Hatzabok from Great Olympics is in the starting lineup for Great Olympics this afternoon, this evening, and his presence is expected to be a major boost for Great Olympics this evening. Hearts Olympics, beyond the bragging rights, there's also the maximum points to determine who drops near the relegation by match day 34 or who stays in the top flight. As we speak, Great Olympics find themselves on the 16th position of the league log with some 40 points after 32 matches in the season's top flight. Interestingly, the Phobians are just one place above Olympics and they are just 1 point better than Great Olympics. And there they come. The two teams have emerged out of the tunnel. Hatzabok in their rainbow-colored jerseys and Great Olympics in their traditional blue and white jerseys this evening here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Last Wednesday, Olympics played in an outstanding Premier League game against Dreams FC at this venue. They were unable to get maximum points in that game. Hatzabok are coming into this game from a 2-0 win over Nations FC on match day 32 here at the Accra Sports Stadium last weekend. They are in this game from a confident mood. Previously they had lost to Asante Kotoko before they turn up to play Nations, and that's Glasson Awaku charging the fans on. He's got an unfinished business with the Phobians. He left the club under controversial circumstances. His transfer to Olympics had to drag. Eventually he joined them and is in the starting lineup to play against the Phobians. That's an interesting scenario. Our referee for today, we'll get back to him soon, but that's the lineup for the Phobians. They make just 2 changes to the team that beat Nations. Ampedu is out of the squad. His place is taken by Amankwabe, who plays from the right hand side. Cisse and Hamza will lead